वेलकम बैक टू टेक ऑर्बिट चैनल। सो आज के सेशन में हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे। कुछ एनालिसिस पार्ट होते हैं जो हमको देखना होता है। मतलब जैसे मान लो अब हमने क्लीनिंग कर लिया, सब कुछ कर लिया, बट उसके बाद भी जो हमारे एनालिसिस पार्ट होते हैं वो हम देखते हैं। ठीक है ना, हम क्या क्या चीज़ें यूज करते हैं एनालिसिस के टाइम। ओके, तो पहला पहला एक होता है, हमारे पास होता है फीचर इंजीनियरिंग। आप सोच रहे होगे, ओके व्हाट इज द फीचर इंजीनियरिंग? So basically in the analysis, feature engineering refers to process selection, creating or transforming feature in the data sets to facilitate analysis, okay, gain insight and improve model performance. Feature engineering aims to enhance the data quality of the data by making it more informative, relevant and suitable for the analysis. Here here some of the part of the feature engineering. First one is a feature selection. So what is the feature selection? So feature selection, let's assume we are performing a credit risk analysis problem, selecting features such as income, employment status, credit history and debt to income ratio, as they are highly relevant for predicting loan default risk. Okay, so feature selection means like identifying and selecting the most relevant feature from the database based on their importance and the contribution to the analysis objective. Okay. Second part of feature engineering is the feature creation. Feature creation means like generating new feature from existing one. ठीक है ना? Suppose like you have a year column. ठीक है ना? You have a year column uh, of customer, date of year column. Okay, suppose customer and they enter their date of birth. Okay, according to date of birth you can calculate their age. Okay, so from existing column you are creating new column. Okay, so first you selected one feature. Okay, we can do this. Now you are creating that column, you are creating new column which is a age column. So you are creating new feature. Okay, in that data analysis, feature transform means modifying the characteristics of the feature to meet the requirements of the analysis or modeling techniques. Okay, um, so these are the some of the part of feature engineering. So basically in one word we can say feature engineering is like that. Suppose you have data set and in that data set you have lots of column, and in that lots of column there is just some columns. From that you can create a different column. Okay, so that column is basically more accurate for your analysis. Suppose you have here that what you have, first name of that customer, last name of that customer. So using these two columns you can create the full name. So I think full name is more accurate compared to these two. So now these two column not need to use, you can use now full column. So that is called the feature. When you are creating new column from that existing column, that is called the feature engineering. Now suppose you have current year and you have DOB of that customers. Okay, so from that DOB you can calculate the age of that customer, age of that customer. So I think age is more appropriate for analysis, not DOB. So now you can use age, not that DOB column. So that is basically called the feature engineering. Okay, now what? Now I will show you one thing. Okay, so uh, I'm taking an example of feature engineering in the dataset. Suppose you have this idea and you have this earbud. Okay, so we have this earbud. Okay, so shall we calculate the age of that? So when we calculate the age, suppose age, okay, and the current year which is a 2026 minus this year and enter. So you can calculate the age of that person. So now you have age column. So that is called the feature engineering. When you're creating a new column from the existing column, that is called the feature. Now no need of this earbud. Now you can use the age column. So that is called the basically feature engineering. Suppose um, here here this is the number of store purchase, this is the number of web purchase. So you can calculate the total purchase. Okay, you can calculate the total purchase, and that is called also the feature engineering. So that's I want to tell you to all. Okay. Okay, so now feature engineering you understood, you all understood. Now the next part is which is the most important part of the Excel, which is the पिवट टेबल. आई थिंक सब लोगों ने पिवट टेबल का नेम तो सुना होगा, कभी ना कभी यूज भी किया होगा. डेटा एनालिसिस में हम कैसे यूज करते हैं वो हम देखते हैं, ठीक है ना. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम देखते हैं व्हाट इज द पिवट टेबल. सो पिवट टेबल इट्स बेसिकली this is the powerful feature of that spreadsheet. Okay, so um, so what is the use of that pivot table? So it is used for summarizing and analyzing large data sets. They allow user to quickly and easily transform raw data into meaningful insight by organizing, summarizing and aggregating data in customizable format. Okay. Okay, so useful is okay, it is good for a summarization, we can summarize the data. Okay, and we can show the trends also, we can show the pattern also, and if we want to see the aggregation and all things, so we can use this pivot table. Then it is good for a data exploration. Means data exploration means it provides the flexibility in analyzing data from different perspective. User can easily rearrange and customize the layout of pivot table. Okay, and you can explore the various of angles and dimensions in the data set. Then the third use of the pivot table is the interactivity. Means pivot table are interactive, allowing user to dynamically filter, sort and drill down into the data to uncover insight and explore specific details. I will show you from word you can know like what is filter, what is sort. Then from word can you know what is drill down. So I will show you what is the drill down. Okay, then ease of use, it is easy to use, not like that much you need to do anything formulas and everything. No, it is simply useful, simply it is simple. Okay, it is automate many complex tasks, analysis tasks. Okay, and it is saving the time also. ठीक है ना. Visual representation means it's show the pivot charts. Means in pivot chart you can see everything and summarization and everything. Okay, and in your presentation you can attach that pivot table and you can explain very well all things. Okay, now I will show you in data set slowly. Okay, so first of all, if I will show you in data set. So in pivot table there is a, suppose this is a pivot one interface in that Excel pivot table. You just selected the pivot table and all things, and you insert the data, and on that pivot table 4 things will come. So you need to know what all the 4 things. So there in pivot table 4 components is there. First component is a row, second component is a column, third component is a value, and the fourth component is a filter. Okay, so these 4 components, use of these four components we can complete our pivot table. Okay, so now what is the work of rows? So think of rows, if we think as a rows, so this is a vertically arrangement of your data. Okay, so they organize your information based on categories or group. For example, if you are analyzing sales data, the rows could represent different product categories or customer segment. Each row should show the data related to a specific category. Okay, so that is the row column. Okay, got it. What is the columns? Columns is like the horizontal. Okay, horizontal organizing of your data. They helps you group your information across different criteria. For instance, like in the sales data example, column could represent different time period like month and quarter. Each column display data for a specific time period. Okay, got it. Then what is the value? Values are the actual number you are interested in analyzing. These could be a sales revenue, quantity sold. So जब आपको उस कॉलम वो वैल्यू में कोई कॉलम रखना है तो वो कॉलम रखोगे जिसमें आप समराइजेशन एग्रीगेशन करना चाहते हो. ठीक है ना. Filter, what is the filter then? So filter allow you to narrow down the data shown in your pivot table based on the specific condition. You can use filter to focus on particular category, time period or any other criteria of interest. They help you to analyzing subset of your data without changing to overall structure of your pivot table. Okay, suppose तुमने रो में कॉलम में वैल्यू में रख दिया डेटा. ओके, अब हमको चाहिए कि ओके जो हमारे पास कॉलम में जो डेटा है, कॉलम के अकॉर्डिंग जो डेटा है, हम चाहते हैं कॉलम में अगर हमारे पास 5 कैटेगरी का डेटा है तो हम चाहते हैं कि हम उसको फिल्टर कर सकें, तो वो हम चीज़ फिल्टर कॉलम में रख के हम उसको फिल्टराइजेशन भी कर सकते हैं। ओके, ओके, गॉट इट। ओके, तो सिंपल टर्मिनोलॉजी होती है एक, जिसको हम वन वर्ड में बोलते हैं। एक चीज बोलते हैं हम लोग फील्ड। ओके, फील्ड्स। सो व्हाट इज द फील्ड? What is the field? If I in one word, if I use the terminology like field, so you should be understand what I am trying to say. So fields means, when I say fields, the fields is like different types of information you have in your data set. In simple terms, you can say fields are the column of your table. Okay, suppose there is a lots of columns, so all the columns in terminology we can say fields. Okay, suppose the date of birth column, customer name column. So if we say column, instead of column we can say field. Okay, we can say field, dob field, like that. Okay, so that is the terminology of column. Instead of column we can say field. Second, we say item. Item are the individual option of category within each fields. In the simpler terms, we can say unique value present in the column. For instance, if you have a field for products name, okay, the item would be like actual products name themselves. Okay, suppose, what the item terminology, suppose we have this column product. Okay, so instead of we can say column product, we can say we have one field of products and their items, means whatever the items, whatever the values. Okay, so these are the items we say as a terminology. Okay, okay, so now you got it, I think. Okay, now I will show you the interface of the pivot table. Okay, so first, where is the data set? Okay, so this is the data set basically. Okay. Using this data set, I will show you the pivot table. Okay, so whatever pivot table you want, मीन्स जितने भी डेटा सेट में आपको पिवट टेबल चाहिए उतने डेटा सेट को आप सिलेक्ट कर लो। मैंने सिलेक्ट किया एंड गो इन द इंसर्ट टैब एंड देयर इज अ वन पिवट टेबल, click that and from table range. Okay, click on that from table range and you want in new worksheet. I want in new worksheet, not in a same worksheet. Okay, so click on that